Hey, what's up, guys? It's Apollo Uchiha here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto Was Neglected and Built It an Animatronic? And yeah, guys, it is an unscripted movie as well. And with today's movie, I'm gonna try something new. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy this. And if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel or haven't done so, or are you new. Aside from that, if you have any ideas, leave them in the recommendation again because I'm an idiot who forgets to make a lot of ideas. And yeah, enough of that, enough of my yip yapping. Aside from that, let's begin with our today's story. Roll the intro. Our story begins in Konohagakure no Sato, 6 years after the QB attack. As we see now, the village was still happy and about, even after surviving through such catastrophe, as it was all thanks to Minato no Mikaze, their fourth Hokage, otherwise known as the Yellow Flash, and his quick-wittedness to guide them through victory. As now we go towards the village to see that the civilians were on about their jobs and doing their tasks, as well as greeting each other. The shinobis, ganins, chunins, and jonins were going along with their teams to do their tasks and missions from outside of the village, and some were returning as well. And as for the Anbus, the top security and squad of the village, they were guarding the village from the shadows from within. As now we go towards different clan houses to see that the clan heads were teaching their children their clan jutsus and taijutsu styles, such as Yugas, Uchihas, Naras, and so on. But now we go towards the Hokage office to see that the Kage was working with the elders, which was none other than Minato no Mikaze. And right next to his table was the picture of his family, his two beautiful children with his loving wife. As he was looking at the picture, his smile dropped as he saw a child standing in the far behind of his family. At first, he was quite scared that it might be a ghost or something, since the kid wasn't smiling at all and had a frown on his face. But then he realized the kid has similar features to him: blonde hair, blue eyes, tan skin, and three whisker marks on each side of his cheek. This kid didn't look that much older than his own kids, and well, that is when it hit him. He had a third kid, and he could have sworn his name was Naruto, maybe. And that is when he realized, oh no, as he disappeared, leaving all his work behind to come back to his home. As after arriving there, we see that Minato was inside his house. Kushina? Kushina! Menma, Mito, where are you? All of you. He was dashing inside the house left and right as he stopped as he heard a giggle. As he looked outside of a window from the kitchen to see that in the backyard his wife and children were playing, as the kunai tools as well as other tools were down on the grass. As he dashed towards them. Kushina, we need to talk. What do you need to talk about, Minato, and why are you home so early? We need to talk now. Menma, Mito, you can play. As he dragged Kushina inside the house. As he slammed the door shut. Kushina, what is it? Minato, are you feeling okay? I am fine. Do you know where Naruto is? Naruto? Huh. What do you mean, Naruto? Your sense's book? Character? How would I know? No, our son Naruto. Yeah, right. Nice prank, Minato. We don't have any other son. We only have these two. No, we had a son. As that is when they heard footsteps coming from the upstairs as a child came downstairs. He had tan skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, as he was wearing white shirt and white shorts, which was patched up. As he walked past by them and put on his sandals and left, as both of their jaws hung low. As Minato dashed outside, as he saw the child turning the corner as he dashed after him, and so did Kushina now, as after catching up to the child, he saw that the child was eating some ramen inside the Chirakus. So Naruto, he heard from outside Tenichi talking to the kid. What is it, Tenichi Oji-san? Did your, parents? Nah, they don't. They were talking about something, but I could care less now. You know, kid, at first you were raised by Sonata-sama, and then she dropped you back to your family. And yeah, you don't need to remind me again and again, Tanichi. Son, I know my life, and I'm happy with what I have. At least I was able to be raised, or otherwise I would have been dead due to the neglect that they have been giving me. As that alone, words were like daggers which pierced through their heart, but they knew that this was true. As they just stood there, Tsunade raised him? How? When? As that is when Kushina realized that Kushina, after having twins, needed help with Tsunade, so she remained here inside the village after she was called back for the recovery of those who survived. More like, well, Jiraiya begged her to come back. And that is when she grew attached to Kushina and Minato's children. At the time, they thought that she was raising both of them, but she did not knew that she was also taking care of Naruto before leaving altogether when they reached at the age of 3. As now we see that Naruto and Tenichi were still talking as I make him. So Naruto-kun, how is your project coming along? Yes, it is going along fine. I still, don't believe that Hokage-sama would do this, but seeing you firsthand, I don't know what to say. And not only that, you being a prodigy and a genius. I may be a genius, but I am no prodigy. I have second to no shinobi skill. All I'm good with is animatronics. Anima what? As Minato thought, and so did Kushina. Oh, you mean those metally things that you made? Yeah. But those are the prototypes. I'm working on a big thing right now. It might take some years to accomplish me project, but I will do so. Hopefully, after completing that, I will be, able to. You will be able to if you just talk to them. You know, as time goes by, I think that a little bit of hope that I have is dying out. Like, they're just willingly ignoring me. They even don't know if I exist or not. Since birth, I have been forgotten. How could they remember me out of nowhere? Out of the blue, I guess. I just don't have that much hope. As that is when Minato and Kushina left, all the way back to their house, as they were now sitting in their living room. How did this happen? We have to contact Tsunade Kushina. As Kushina then nodded, as she wrote a letter and Minato called for a toad. As a toad arrived, it was a messenger toad. Give this to Tsunade and tell her to send us a reply as fast as possible. They waited for almost an hour or so. Naruto hasn't returned yet, and Tsunade's reply came by with a slug. Minato-sama, Tsunade-sama has sent this reply. As after that, the slug returned through a puff of smoke. As Minato opened the scroll, as he began to read its content, I read your scroll. Well, the thing is that I also was able to stumble upon him on his crib when he was sitting all alone. I tried to talk to you guys for a long time, but all we ever were able to talk about was Menma this and Mito that. And whenever I brought in Naruto, he said that you could have sworn that it was just your senses book character. And you even made fun of me back at the time that I might have gone, crazy with the booze and all that. So I stopped and just tried to take care of him. And he was even able to call me Kajan at the time, until I told him that I wasn't. Because it is the truth. I didn't want to give the kid the false hope, but he is a good kid. If now you have realized your mistake, just pray that he has the heart to forgive you. He's a good kid though. But if he doesn't want to, well, I can't blame him. Since birth you have done nothing to take care of him as parents would. God knows why. Even if I try to remind you. How did this happen? Why did this happen? As Tsunade's letter was stopped, as they were now even more curious. Why did this happen to them? No parent in the world would forget about their kid. How did they forget for such a long time? From the time of his birth. Even Kushina was on the verge of crying because she was the one who gave birth to him. As then it hit Minato. As the words ringed in his ears. Your precious thing, you will forget about that. That is the end of the deal if you don't want to exchange the soul. It was the voice of the Shinigami, because Minato didn't want to offer the soul to Shinigami, because he knew within the seal that there was a loophole, that Shinigami will offer something else instead of him dying, and he chose that. And in return, Shinigami did this to him. It was Shinigami, Minato said as he looked towards Kushina. What did you say, Minato? It was Shinigami. He made us forget about Naruto. He said to me that if I don't want to offer my soul, he will take away my most precious thing. I will forget about it. And I and you together forgot about Naruto's existence. As that is when the door opened, as Naruto walked inside, as on the other side, Menman Mito did as well, as they looked at Naruto and said, Hey Naruto, oh, hey Menmani-san, hey Mitone-san. As after that, Naruto began to walk upstairs, as both of the parents were quite shocked, as they looked at their children. Wait, what? You knew about him? Yeah, he's our sibling. Why wouldn't we? Well, we have been sharing our presents and cake on birthday since he was born with us, and he's our twin. He usually stays cooped up in the attic. We don't know why, even though we told him that he can have my room, and I will just move down here with you guys. So that is why you moved downstairs? Yeah. And that is why you wanted new furniture. Obviously, yes, Mito said, as Menma nodded. Obviously. Naruto is quite genius kid, even though he says that he doesn't want to fight. He has nice reflexes. I tried to, one time pull a prank on him. He was able to dodge each and every bit of my pranks thus far, and so does Mito know about this. Why didn't you tell us about this? We told you that we have a brother. At the time you just chuckled and said that we have big imagination and all that. As their eyes widened, they do remember saying something along those lines when they were little. And at the time, we saw hurt in Naruto's eyes even more. So we stopped. We just wanted you guys to figure out because you wouldn't trust us no matter what. And if we told anyone else, even if our own parents didn't believe us, how would we be sure that other people were? And Naruto was aware of the fact as well, so we just kept it a secret. How long has this been going on? For the past 4 to 5 years, we always knew about him. And he does allow us to see his work. His work? Yeah, he builds puppets, but with metals and a lot of, tools. He calls them animatronics, I guess. Yes, Mito, you are correct. He calls them animatronics. We too have 2 of those. As both of them went to their rooms and brought them out. They were miniature size of fox. A fox with 9 tails. As they were quite surprised when it was turned on. The fox's eyes glowed red, as it could even breathe a little bit of flames from its mouth, as it was moving like a genuine fox as well. This is amazing. How did he, from scrapped out chakra metal after building his own furnace and all that stuff, how the hell did he get his hands on those stuff? Just by his vision, he was able to memorize all this stuff. Our village has their own tool masters who are building this stuff 24/7 every day, and he has a lot of time since you two are busy training us. And we, try to our best abilities to train him. But he's not that much interested into it, even though he has the knack to become a shinobi. As after that, they were even more shocked when they found out that Naruto has learned everything with a single glance of the things. As that is when, after telling this stuff to their parents, the children left to Naruto after grabbing some of their dinner to share with him. As for Menma and Mito, they sat down. How are we gonna fix this, Minato? Naruto doesn't have any hope. He does, but what are we gonna say? That, we forgot about you, that because of the Shinigami? Like he would ever believe this. Nobody would, Kushina. I'm just scared that Naruto might begin to hate us. He still doesn't. I think. From the way he talked to Tennichi, I think that he doesn't. We have to try, Minato. That is the only answer, an option we have. as they both went upstairs to the attic. As they arrived there to only hear voices coming from the inside. They know about your existence, Naruto. That is what I don't understand, Menmani-san, Mitone-san. Why? After all this time? Not like I'm not happy or anything. I'm just quite surprised. Why? What was the reason for my neglect? They don't even know if I am their child or not. They even told you that I was just nothing more than an imagination. And yet I'm here, real. And they still don't believe you. Guys, it hurted me a lot. I just, almost gave up hope. You still have a little bit hope, right, Naruto? Yes, they now care about you. They know. And that is why I'm angry. Why all of a sudden now? Why? As Kushina couldn't contain it as she opened the door, as she went straight towards Naruto as she hugged him. As Minato arrived there as well. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. As that is when Minato began to explain what has happened at their birth, as well as how all of this came to be. As after that, Naruto was shocked. What? So you say that you used a Shinigami seal and it was the side effect of this. You forgot about me. It was a deal that I made with him, Naruto, not the seal that I used. The deal should usually take my soul away, as Naruto, even as well as the other ones, froze after hearing these words. But since I didn't want to offer it to remain with my family, he said that I will forget about my most precious thing. As that is when Naruto realized, oh, the precious thing about to you was your family, and you forgot about me, a part of the family. But how did you came to realize that I existed? Even though Tsunade Obasan, as well as Menman Mito Nechan and Nesan told you multiple times, and you only denied that fact. Because I saw your picture, Naruto. A family picture. I saw you standing way behind in the background. I was first quite shocked that if I seen a ghost or something. But then I realized you were similar age to them and was quite like them. And that is when I had started to get the visions of that time. The vision when the QB attack happened. I saw you, placing you next to them with my own hands, while I was not using you as the Cubist Jinchuriki. As Kushina was also there. I remember it now, all of it. As Naruto then just sat down. I don't know about forgiving or anything, but it seems as if Shinigami-sama has its own mind to, teach you guys a lesson, and it had something against me that I don't know about. But I can give this thing a try, I guess. But don't suddenly start to be too much friendly with me. Just give me my own space. I will be, try my best to connecting back to the family and all. As after that, everyone agreed to this, as Kushina and Minato were happy that Naruto was willing, because they still had hope, and so did Naruto. So, this is where you work? Yeah, most of the time. I gathered all these materials, more like copied them from your library, and from your library as well, Kajan. And aside from that, some of the things that I have gathered are handcrafted tools. I made my first furnace with wooden, parts as well as clay. After that, I went just ahead and builded myself metal one, and so on. As Naruto began to tell them his endeavors and how he came to be, until they reached the furthest corner. There they saw something which caused them to get on alert, as they brought out kunais as they stopped. As the thing in front of them activated, its eyes glowed blue. As facial recognition started, as it recognized Naruto, Menma, and Mito, as well as Minato and Kushina. Recognition complete. Disengaging combat mode. As after that, Naruto stood in front of him. See this? This is my ultimate creation. The thing I am creating still. This I call Project Alpha. As the lights were turned on and were now on, the thing that was in front of them was full display as their jaws dropped. It was a full-on animatronic with a huge tail, 2 huge legs, and short hands, as well as a big mouth. Completely made out of chakra metal, as its eyes were now blue. as it was looking at them, and it was quite creepy. Naruto, what is this? I call it Mecha Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla? Yes. You see, I read the story about Godzilla and I wanted to create my own. And hence, here it is. As the Mecha Godzilla looked towards Naruto, as it growled in a lower tone, like wolves would when they show affection. This is not the only one. Wolf, come out. As a huge wolf with huge two teeth came out, made out of all metal, as it growled at them, until Naruto disengaged his combat mode as well. My god, Naruto, how did you, with a lot of Winjutsu as well as some circuit boards, combining science with, you know, shinobi work, this thing is formed. You can say they are pretty much my children as well as my pets. Naruto, this is amazing. Yeah, but Mechagodzilla is not complete, and I want to keep this a secret. And I wanted to continue your life as it is. I want to remain hidden until the time comes. I hope it doesn't. As after that, the time went on. As Naruto, with the help of his parents now, was busy developing much more advanced technology and animals like this. As aside from that, his siblings were training and becoming most of the best shinobis that they could possibly by their own right, even with the training they received. As now we go towards the academy, as many years have passed, and now they were 12 years old, all of them, 1 year until their graduation, as Menma and Mito were free now, because they were Kage's kid, they were quite popular, as Sasuke and Satsuki, the twins from the Uchiha clan, were also friends with them, and aside from them, Hinata Yuga, as well as Inoya Manaka and Sakura Haruno, and Kiba and Izuka were friends with them as well. As Mita was bragging about one day her brother, who was well hidden and was quite secretive. And now everyone wanted to know about him. As Menma was not pleased by Mito, but he knew that Mito made a mistake and now they had to comply to their friends. As now currently they were all at home. Tadaima, as they all greeted Kushina. Oh, I did not knew you will be bringing friends, Menma, Mito. Kajan, we need to talk. Mito, you take them to our room. As after some time, the kid could have sworn they heard you, what? From downstairs. We talked about this, Menma. We told you too to remain quiet about Naruto, since the villagers don't know about him. We think that it is a good thing that Naruto's intelligence is hidden. He is gifted, like you two, but in a different way. And you two want to everyone know about this gift? People will make misuse of this. I know, and that is why I tried to warn Mito, but she just had to brag. Now what should we do? I guess you have to talk to Naruto first, because I don't know. As Kushina then brought out a intercom that was installed inside the house by Naruto. Yes, Naruto said. Oh, Naruto. Enma has something to say. Okay, Kajan. During the course of years, Naruto was able to ease up to the family. It was still quite weird to him to be called by his name by his mother, as well as calling her Kajan and Minato his Kasan. But he knew that it was all done by the god, and because of his father's, well, misuse. But he was happy that his dad was alive, and nobody got hurt, not even him. So I guess he could start to forget about the neglect. But it was hard to forget. All he could do was move on. And that is what he was trying to do here. But regardless of that, now we continue to see that Menma spoke in a lower tone. Naruto, Mito and I might have messed up. What did you do? We might have told our friends about you and your creations. You what? Yes, I know, I'm sorry. And now they want to meet you. You know, Nissan, that I'm not that good with people. I hardly, come downstairs because I still get, anxious. I know you don't like crowded places, Naruto, but please, I beg of you. You don't need to beg. Just fine. Just bring them in, okay? Thanks, Naruto. You're the best. As after that, Menma handed over the intercom to Kushina as Kushina then said, Naruto, honey, are you alright with this? Yes, Kushina. I mean, Kachan, I'm fine with this. As after that, Kushina closed the intercom. All right. As she sighed, he still isn't used to calling you Kachan. He slips by sometimes, but yeah, it's still there. Everything will be fine, Kachan. You just have to give it time. I know. As she smiled, now go ahead. As Menma dashed away, Kushina looked sad as she wiped away a tear. She still felt guilty of what she has done, even though the relation between her and her son was starting to repair and mend itself. She just continued to feel guilty whenever Naruto was brought up and how he was raised. She didn't get to hear her son's first words after all, or his growl, or his walk. All those things were witnessed by Tsunade until the day she left. As now we have a scene change towards Mito's room as Menma arrived there. Okay, everyone, we talked to Naruto, and I guess it's an okay. Really? He agreed? Yes. As after that, all of his friends were brought to the attic. As Kiba then said, are you, sure that this is the right room? Yeah, this is. As they all went inside. As a kid with long blonde hair, which had quite a frail body, came in front of their vision. Oh, you must be my Nisan and Nisan's friends. My name is Naruto, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Welcome to my humble abode. Naruto said to all of them. As Sasuke then said, this place is quite messy. You don't take care of this much. It is quite hard to clean since I'm always busy with something. And that is when a huge bird-like thing came down. It was all metallic, as it growled at them. As they all fell back. It's alright. It's alright. They're our friends, Sparrow. As the thing calmed down. As they were all shocked as they got up. As they looked carefully, as Kiba then said, Hey, is that a huge metal owl? Its name is Sparrow. As Sparrow snuggled into Naruto. Ow, okay. Fine, Sparrow, you can go back. As the huge metallic bird that flew away. Did you? Yes, I built those. You can come inside. As after walking for a bit, they were looking left and right as they finally reached a place where the darkness was. Oh, this never gets old. As suddenly, two red lights emerged. Disengage combat mode. Mecha. As after that, the mecha disengaged as blue lights were there instead of red now. As the lights were on it. As both Menma and Mito were even shocked, it was much more huger and larger, as well as much more refined than before. As it looked down at Naruto, as Naruto rubbed a hand on its knot, as it growled in a low tone, which was quite enough to scare even all of them. What is this thing? Have you heard about Godzilla? From the story, a huge lizard that protected humans? Yes, this is my own version of it. You created Godzilla out of metal? Yes, I think I did. Whoa, that is so cool! Hey, come on, let's use it. No, I don't think so. They are to remain here and, well, if time ever arises, I hope which it doesn't. They will only begin combat mode then. Until then, they are happy where they are, and I am happy where they are as well. As Mechagodzilla opened suddenly a door from its chest cavity, after hearing combat mode, as Naruto was sucked inside as the chest plate closed, engaging combat mode, as suddenly a huge explosion happened at the Namikaze Uzumaki estate from the outside, as Minato, Anbus, as well as the clan heads dashed towards that place, even Hiruzen, as there was a huge amount of smoke. When the smoke cleared, their blood ran cold. They thought at first it was the QB that broke free, but when it stopped, they saw who it was. It was a huge metal object that roared, as it used a huge amount of chakra plasma beam to shot a huge red beam into the air. As I looked down at them with red glowing eyes. Mecha disengaged combat mode. I repeat, disengage combat mode. As Mecha stopped finally. As the chest cavity opened, still in the huge form, as Naruto traveled all the way back, threw its hand down to the ground. Naruto, what happened here? As everyone else was shocked. Hokage-sama, who might this be? Everything is fine. It was an accident, Naruto said. As Minato said, then said, fine, everything is fine. Ah, thank God, Naruto. How did this happen? I accidentally said something that I shouldn't have, and it engaged into you know what. Oh, I see. We talked about this, Naruto. You should have fixed this up by now. I was trying to, well, at least working on it today after finishing up Sparrow, as huge Sparrow came there, as well as Leo came there as well, a huge metal line, and then the wolf came, Sabertooth, as all of these animals were standing next to Naruto. So all of the group is here, yes, and that is completed as well, as a huge gorilla came there made out of metal. Huh, King Kong, huh? Are you going to resurrect all of them in your own version? No, just these two. Since I know that King Ghidorah cannot be controlled, I'm not gonna give him the consciousness if I ever build it him. You know, Naruto, when I thought that you were going to build an animatronics, to be honest, I thought that they were going to be, different. But these are extraordinary. Well, you can say that I learned from the best. As after that, Hiruzen then finally said, Son, are these you're doing? Yes, Hiruzen-sama, I built those. I see. Those are quite fascinating. They are the urban legends that we grew up hearing about, and seeing them firsthand is quite terrifying and magnificent in their own right. As beeping sounds were heard from them, as after that, they all returned to their normal sizes. How is this possible? With a lot of fuinjutsu as well as scientific methods that I used and created. As after that, even the Anbus and everyone else was impressed. And suddenly an Anbu arrived. The council has called for a meeting, Hokage-sama, regarding the thing that has happened. Now we go towards inside the house to see that Kushina arrived towards the kids, since she knew that Naruto will be fine. As she saw that everyone was fine, as she brought them outside only to see that Ananbu has called for a meeting. As the kids were quite shocked, and Menmanmito then said, Please, 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 whatever happens, keep this a secret. Are you crazy? Everyone knows about this by now. For those who don't know, please don't reveal that it was our brother who did this. Okay, that much I can promise. After that, Kiba left. And so did everyone. But unknown to them, some of the people which were spies from the other villages, mainly from Mamegakure, as well as from Otogakure, have seen this. Magnificent. Magnificent indeed. As they have taken pictures of this as well, and all the others. As now we go towards Otogakure first, as Orochimaru was quite surprised. These are magnificent. Who would have thought the myths that we grew up with could be brought to this world with a lot of fuinjutsu and science? That is why I love science and have been doing experiments, but something like this is beyond even me. Are you sure, Orochimaru-sama? Yes, Kabuto. Now revealed, Kabuto was quite shocked. Are you sure this was made by a kid? Yes, he looked like he was similar to the Hokage's age. Kid's age, meaning 11 to 12. I see. Even for a kid, quarter of my age, to be able to build these magnificent things. That kid is a dangerous prodigy, and I must have him as my apprentice, aside from you, Kabuto. It will be done, as you say. Good. Work to it. As now we go towards Amegakure, where Zetsu has displayed the pictures through its ring. These things are magnificent. Are you sure they are made out of chakra metal? Yes, they are. And they are quite dangerous as well. They have some combat mode which the kids can activate from his voice. Meaning the kid is powerful enough to control them. Yes. These things are truly magnificent. I know. That is why we need to get him for the Akatsuki. Hi. Your mission has been assigned to you. Keep a close eye on him. If he builds something else, find a time and bring him here. He will be building those tools for us, and they will be helpful for the future. Hi. And same orders were given by the Orochimaru to Kabuto. As now we go towards the council. What was that, Hokage-sama? As every other council member was there, as Danzo then asked. That was my son's creation. He has created that animatronic from Godzilla inspiration, Mega Godzilla. As they all gasped, he was able to create that monster from the original one? Yes. How? a lot of ninjutsu, as well as a lot of tools that he has built himself. Magnificent. Those should be included into our army, and we will be able to trample any village who tries to mess with us. And that is where you're wrong, Danzo. Naruto says that they are only for use whenever necessary. They all have combat modes, but they will only activate when Naruto says so. Aside from that, Naruto is happy that he has some friends. He made them because of his loneliness, which was caused by us. As Minato has already told them about Naruto and his origins, and they were all quite looking down at him because of the sacrifice that he had to make to protect them. They all were quite happy that he made the sacrifice, but in the end, they were quite sad for the consequences that he had to pay. As one of the civilian, Mabuki Haruno, which was close friends with both of them, said, Minato, have you? I tried, Mabuki, and we're still working on it. Minato, I think that you should leave now. You should go home and be with him. He thinks that he's responsible for all the mess that he caused. Me, personally, I know this. Shibi said, as he was the odd one out from all of them, since he was from Aburame clan. So that is why he said these words. Thanks, Shibi. I guess I gotta go. This meeting is adjourned. Hi. As he was about to leave, Danzo then said, wait. Think carefully, Minato. Those things can help us out greatly. Are you going to let that chance slip away? We can trample anyone we want. And that is why I'd rather have them locked up than to be outside on the war to cause more havoc and destruction, Danzo, without any consequences. And label my head as well as my hands covered with the bloods of innocent, and Naruto's as well. As Danzo remained quiet, he's making a foolish decision. He started looking at the rest of the council. He is not. We all agree with him. As the civilians nodded as well. I too. I think that those weapons are too dangerous for the shinobi world. And the kid created them for his own ease of loneliness. And one thing that you create, as a puppet master have said to me when I fought him, is like a child to you. Would you want your child to be used, Danzo, as well as abused, if you ever have one? As Danzo remained quiet, he may be an egotistical bastard, but he would never let harm befall on its family if he ever had one. And that is why he never wanted that weakness. But just imagining it, he stopped. You see now? Even you, if you don't have a family, imagining if you did, you wouldn't let anything happen to him. This is the same thing with Minato and Kushina and all of us. We care about our people. As Risen then said, and that is why Sensei didn't choose you at the time as a Kage. You were more perfect than me, Danzo. But you lacked something that we all had, and that was compassion for family and, well, friends. As after that, all of them left, as Danzo remained there. They don't understand. They don't understand that those things have such potential. Konoha can be number one in the whole elemental nation. But I have no power in this council now, as it is. Maybe it's time I should have. As he too began to leave. And now we go towards Naruto, who was sitting in the living room with his mother and his siblings, as Minato arrived. As Naruto was looking down, I'm sorry, Tojan. I didn't knew that it would happen. It's alright, Naruto. Neither of us did. As all of them nodded. You were explaining to them, and if it is anyone's fault, it is ours, Mito said. More like mine. I was the one who revealed to them that you had these animatronics and all that. No, it's nothing. I'm just happy that I was able to help you. As after that, they all forget about this incident and time went by, while Akatsuki as well as Orochimaru kept a close eye on Naruto. As finally they became Ganin, but Naruto, he remained a civilian since he didn't want it to become a shinobi. He was more focused on making animatronics, and his parents were now more eased up around him. 7 years of neglect, and now he was finally having his dream fulfilled, his family. And unknown to him, he, with his happiness unconsciously, was able to build none other than King Ghidorah himself. As Naruto gave him his own personality and feelings, because he wanted him to be something that he could relate to. He gave something to Mechagodzilla of his own as well as to King Kong. As after some time, Naruto heard that his siblings were in trouble from his Gachan when he came down, when they went on their first C-rank mission after becoming shinobis. As Naruto then said, Sparrow, come here. Naruto contacted Sparrow as the huge metallic bird then arrived. Go to the land of waves. Find out Menma and Mito. After tracking them, help them out as much as you can. As after that, the Sparrow engaged into the air, flying at blinding level speeds, breaking the sound barrier as well, as it arrived in the land of waves within an hour. As after landing in front of Zabuza, the Sparrow, with its metal-like wings, caused two hurricanes to appear made out of wind, as it threw away everything, clearing huge amount of dust. As it landed there, Sparrow? Said Menma, as Mito was also heard. As Tazuna said, what is that thing? Calm down, Tazuna-san. Naruto-san has sent help. Said Sakura, as she was their other teammate. As Kakashi then arrived, Naruto has sent help? Yes, Sensei, it is on our side. As Sparrow looked at Menma and recognized in this condition as her vice commander. As Menma realized this as well. Sparrow, attack mode activate. As Sparrow then turned into a huge eagle from Ao. As then the attack commenced. As within minutes the whole Gato as well as his army was torn into pieces and shreds. After that, it returned back to its normal state, as now it was standing in front of Menma and Mito, who were patting it. As Kakashi, Sakura as well as Tazuna were quite shocked by this. Is this normal in Konoha? Yes, this is quite normal in Konoha. This is at least our normal pet. Damn, it's quite weird in Konoha, huh? Yeah, but that is regardless. Let's finish the job. As even Sparrow helped them out to finish the bridge. As after that, they named the bridge after Sparrow, as Sparrow hugged even Tazuna and Inari, because they still had their own emotions somewhat. As after that, they returned back, all the way back to Konoha, with the help of Sparrow because she flew them there. As after landing there, Naruto was happy with what has happened and the outcome. And unknown to them, Zetsu has witnessed all of this, and has recorded this as well, and so has Kabuto and his goons for Orochimaru. Magnificent. They can evolve as well. Even though the shapes and forms are wrong, they can evolve and be more ferocious and dangerous. This truly is a piece of art and magnificence. We have to take him either down, said Pain, or bring him to our side. He's too powerful for this. They cannot be controlled or manipulated, aside from himself, because we do not know enough science. We need his help. Orochimaru's, he is the only one who is able to do something about that. As that is when Akatsuki and Orochimaru crossed paths again, to need each other's help. Since the Chunin exams were coming up in Konoha, they thought that it was the perfect time, since all the villagers were going to be there, as well as the other villages and their Kages, since Minato was able to form somewhat peace between all of them. As we see that from the other village, Genins were starting to gather there. As Naruto was walking amongst the village, as he bumped into from Iwagakure. Watch where you're going, said Kurotasuchi as she picked Naruto up, as she was looking him in the eye. I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't know where I was going, Naruto said, trying to ease up the situation until, out of nowhere, Sabretooth came and jumped on her, as it growled, as his eyes were shining bright red. Oh, Sabretooth, calm down! As the huge wolf then calmed down, as its fangs retracted back into its mouth and stopped spinning, as it whimpered, as it growled at Kurotasuchi, before Naruto said, "Bad dog, now go home," as it whimpered. "I'll give you treats. I'm sorry for saying that you're bad. I love you," Naruto said, as it was now happy as it left. As Naruto brought a hand down there. "Are you okay?" As she blushed and looked away. Why are you helping me?" "Because it's the right thing to do." As Naruto brought her up. "Come on, how about I treat you to a dinner since all of this happened?" Naruto said, oblivious to how it will, react. As inside Naruto's mind, "I hope this solves everything. Damn, I don't like to go out in crowded people. So who would know I would bump into a girl?" As after that, Naruto treated her to some dinner, and after that, she said, "Can you tell me where this hotel is?" As Naruto dropped her off there, as she then grabbed him by the collar and pecked him on the cheek. "This is for everything, I guess." As she then punched him on the shoulder, "And this is for the scare." Ow! I guess I'm okay with that. "What's your name?" "Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze." As she stopped, "Namikaze, huh?" Yeah, but I thought that they had only two kids." The thing is that I'm not a shinobi. I'm just, me, I guess. Quite different from them. I see. Well, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, the known shinobi, I guess I had an eventful night. What's yours, Kuretsuchi? Thanks, Kuretsuchi, for, spending time with me, I guess. As after that, Naruto returned back. Huh, who knew when Uzumaki Namikaze was this kind of a gentleman, and kind one? Maybe after all this, I can, ask for his hand and something like that. He's quite cute, to be honest. He said, as one kid said, "Where have you been?" As he has heard the conversation outside with the Namikaze kid. As he began to tell what has happened and how things went by. Oh, so it wasn't just a rumor. I heard a rumor that Konoha has metal legends which were quite urban in our childhood, such as Godzilla, and as well as some other ones. Yes, and I have encountered one of them. He called them the saber tooth. It was a wolf with huge teeth that could rotate and elongate as well. If it wanted to, it can tear through my heart and body, ripping it to shreds with a single bite. But it didn't. It seems that they have personalities and emotions as well. I see. The kid truly is a prodigy, as they say in the elemental nations. Why wasn't I informed of this? Because it was to be supposed to a secret. As after that, Naruto helped out Fu while returning because of the, same thing, and they spending time together ended up as well. After that, the Chunin exams began as Naruto in the civilian role witnessed this all. And after some time, the second part began. And after the second part, when the third part was going on, Naruto witnessed something. As Neji was about to hurt Hinata, Naruto set it down, an armor which was made out of sparrow, as it was covered in whole Hinata's body. As Neji struck it, as his fingers broke, as Neji was in deep pain. As Naruto then landed right next to her, all thanks to his animatronics wings, as both of the parts detached and combined together to form Sparrow, which flew away, mind-blowing each and every one of the Kages, as in the Kage box. The other three Kage said, "Magnificent." So the rumors were true that your kid is a prodigy, Hokage-sama, in the arts of animatronics, as the things are called, I suppose. Said Rasa, "Yes, magnificent indeed. Able to protect those and fly as well. Huh, who would have thought?" As Orochimaru was getting anxious to get his hands on those, and so was Akatsuki, and they were afraid as well at the same time. As for the other villages, so were they afraid, but they knew that Konoha wanted peace now, and they have no other way to comply to it. And it was a win-win situation for them. And after some time, Hinata was out, as she looked at Naruto. "Thank you, Naruto-kun." "It's alright, Hinata." As Naruto then went towards Neji. "What was that for? You could have hurted her. That was the whole reason. You see this seal?" Naruto has already heard what he has said, and he was going to hear it again. As Naruto then said, "So what? Here." As Naruto made a hand seal, and then tapped two fingers in the center of the seal as the seal retracted back as it disappeared. "See? It's gone." As the whole Yuga clan was quite shocked with this. As so was Neji, as Neji looked at it again. What? What is this? What trickery did you use?" Hinata, you know the hand seal to harm the branch members?" Yes, try it." "What? I mean try it. Just for his, peace of mind." As Hinata reluctantly did try it, and Neji was quite shocked, as I was, and so was the other Yuga clan. "Nothing. I feel nothing at all." Why did you?" "Because you needed it, you airhead. Stop hurting your family. Find a solution, not the cause of the problem." As after that, Naruto left, and time went by. 1 month break later, we see that the finals of the Chunin exams were about to begin, and Naruto was, still in contact with Kuretsuchi and Fu, as well as Hinata, surprisingly now. And Neji was, well, following him along as well for some reason. And so were other friends of Menma and Mitu, and so were they. Naruto was quite confused by the people that were surrounding him. Since he was an introvert, he was not, that much happy with all the attention that he was given. But he was happy in the end because he had made some but friends. And that is when his all happiness stopped when everyone witnessed the Konoha crash about to begin. As that is when Naruto then said before falling into sleep, "Battle mode engage. All, help out everyone. Defeat the enemies after locating them." As Godzilla, King Ghidorah, and everyone else rose, as everyone froze to see huge metallic beings, as they roared. King Ghidorah? He brought that back as well? Other villages thought in horror because they have known that how Godzilla defeated it, and how King Ghidorah was the most ferocious out of all of them. As it soared into the air, as it disappeared, and lightning began to strike everywhere. Like the story, it was hovering over them with screeching and lightning heard, only a visage of the dragon shown, as the enemies were now quite terrified, as they were beginning to shake. But the allied shinobi nations just stood there, as Naruto did the deed. He destroyed each and every one of them. King Ghidorah did. As Naruto was asleep, King Kong was helping out the people. As for Godzilla, it began to charge its plasma blast as it looked towards the Akatsuki. As the Akatsuki, no matter what they did, couldn't prevent the plasma blast to hit them. As the huge saber-tooth was also grown now, as well as Leo and Sparrow as well, now turned into Ego. And suddenly all of them combined to form the Mecha Ultimate Being. As it blasted plasma beam with combined electricity with such brute force that it literally left a huge crater and hole 18,000 feet deep into the earth, eradicating everything at all. That is when the Genjutsu was lifted, the Akatsuki being dead, and so was Orochimaru and his forces. The other nations were happy, at the same time terrified of the power that the beast has displayed, and so did everyone else, even Konoha. And that is when Naruto was woken by the beast's screech. The All-Combiner has awoken, huh? As it licked Naruto. Ow, 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 ow. That hurts, but I guess I'm happy that you are here. All of you are. That is when they started to disengage and all of them returned to their normal states. Godzilla was now 6 feet tall only, and so was King Ghidorah, who was right there. As all of the other Kages arrived there, magnificent as they are, we are quite surprised and shocked that they have such powers and strengths. Fuinjutsu, a lot of it and science combined, miracles can happen. I guess. Naruto said, "Not only did you save us, Naruto," said Minato, "you saved them as well. Thank you." As all of them then smiled and paid respect to him, and so did his own beast, as Naruto, being the introvert, was quite shy about this. You don't need to do that. As after that, everyone began to cheer, even though they knew that Naruto was an introvert. And now everyone in the Elemental Nation knew about his name, the one with the beast controller, and so on. As after that, time passed, as now we see a 20-year-old Naruto working on a new project, a Leviathan, as his kids bumped into his leg. "Tojan, it's been a long time. Let's go outside." I guess it's fine then. As 20-year-old Naruto picked up his son Boruto, as all of them came down to see the Hinata Tsuchi there, with whom his 3 wives that he has married in the course of years. As Satsuki was married to Venma, as Sasuke was married to Mito, as all of them were down there as well and happy to see him. "Ah, you're here finally, Slowpoke. What took you long enough?" I was busy, I guess." Well, regardless, let's start the bingo match, as they were now going to play bingo and have fun. As Naruto was happy as he witnessed his animatronics playing with their own kids that Naruto has made for them. King Ghidorah has his own, and so others as well. His animatronics families as well as his real family, all of them were happy. Especially Minato and Kushina, who were blessed with such grand kids, and with Naruto's forgiveness. As for the Elemental Nation, they were already at peace, and they were enjoying this as well. The crater still remained there, and it became an attraction, since it was so huge that nobody could fill it. as this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.